Hi, welcome to our third minisode on Joji. This video contains spoilers and shouldn't be watched unless you have watched the movie or you want the spoilers out. Duncan, the King of Scotland, was a powerful man, and so was Kuttapan. Strong, both physically and emotionally, wealthy, and the ruler of his rubber estate and other business. He is the New Age king that exists among us. He not only keeps his workers in line, but also is the supreme dictator in his family, making decisions for the whole family. It is evident where the son informs the father before taking any action, including the character Joji informing his father, who has just suffered a stroke, that he's taking the car to take the father to the hospital, or Jomon informing a paralyzed father about taking a bottle of alcohol. The kingdom is shown complete with a horse, which is an unusual sight in a commoner's house. Vayu, the horse, completes the picture of Kuttapan's kingdom. His eldest son Jomon is shown as a physically strong person, yet submissive to his father. His father trusts him, which is shown when he removes the watch and gives Jomon, symbolizing passing the baton, and Jomon loves his father, which is very evident from the willingness to take any step to help him get better, even turning to faith despite being not so much of a believer. Jomon is a divorcee and stays with his son Poppy, the youngest and weakest member of the house. The second son, Jason, is the one running the house. Staying in the joint family with his wife Bincy, he is scared of his father and yet is irritated with the fact that he has to get his father's permission to decide everything in his life. The main lead of the movie, Joji, the youngest of the three sons of Kuttapan. He thinks himself to have some power by showing his dominance over Poppy and Bincy. He is a proud man who believes that the reason he could sell the horse is because he posed on it in front of his house. In reality, he is a person with little to no significance in the house. With a complete physical transformation and costume, Fahad has successfully managed to portray a meek and quiet person on screen. When Joji thinks that the only way to easily sell his horse Vayu is by clicking a picture of him in the courtyard of his house and calls his eldest brother Jomon to ask him for permission, Bincy tells him that the house belongs to him too. It suddenly fills him with a sense of empowerment, which grows in the coming days, where he doesn't want to feel intimidated by anyone. Joji is shown to be smoking outside the house when his father is healthy, but as his father gets on a wheelchair, he begins to smoke around the house, and slowly, even inside the house, in front of everyone, once the father passes away. This portrays his feeling of significance and fearlessness. When his brother began to question him, and he felt threatened, he decided to get the threat off the way without thinking of the consequences of his actions. The movie successfully shows Joji being transformed from a meek and timid person to a shrewd and dominant person over a matter of months. However, there is one question that has boggled me. Is there any way to justify Joji's actions? Imagine being dominated all your life by someone, asking permission from someone for every action of yours, being punished for something without even giving you a chance to explain yourself. Nobody likes a dictator, and after a while, people will react. It is like the same thing that Priyanka Chopra mentions in her movie Mary Kom. This is what happened in the context of Joji too. Frustration and greed, coupled with the silent support of Bincy, is what pushed him to killing his dad. His action isn't justified, but a bit consideration should be given to his psychological state too, for being an oppressed son all his life. His action of killing his brother cannot be really justified, except for the fact that he had stooped to a level where he didn't care for anyone except himself. It could also be considered as a step towards self-preservation. Join us in the discussion in the comments below whether you think Joji's actions can be justified. Follow us to know what we consider as the biggest tragedy in the whole story as we discuss it in our next minisode. Until then, peace out.